The world isn't getting louder. That's a mistake people make. It's just getting fuller, full of voices saying the same things, full of pictures you've already seen. It's the hum of the machine that isn't building anything. A constant low vibration of useless information buzzing right behind your eyes. You feel it, I think. The weight of all that emptiness. It's heavy, isn't it? We have more ways to speak than ever before. More megaphones, more stages. We can shout our thoughts from our living rooms and have them heard on the other side of the planet. So why has the world gone so quiet? It's a strange quiet, not the peaceful kind. It's the silence of a library where all the books have the same page repeated over and over. You can open any of them, but you'll never learn anything new. We live in an age of endless connection, yet we feel strangely alone. We have all the answers at our fingertips, but we've forgotten the questions that matter. The noise is a perfect shield. It keeps us from having to face the strange silent thing that has gone missing. That deep, slow, quiet part of us. The part that knows how to think. Why is it that in a world so full of data, there is so little meaning? Why is the loudest voice mistaken for the wisest? That's the real question. That's the uncomfortable truth we don't talk about at parties. The applause of the crowd is so much louder than the whisper of the soul. But the whisper is still there. If you get quiet enough, you can still hear it. Asking a very simple question, what happened to us? There used to be a different goal. Not to be the smartest person in the room, but maybe the quietest. The aim wasn't to know everything. The aim was to understand a few things deeply. That deep understanding had a name. It was called wisdom. Wisdom is not intelligence. Intelligence is fast. It can solve a puzzle, win a game, build a rocket. Intelligence is a tool. It can get you from here to there, but it can't tell you if there is a place you should be going. Wisdom is not knowledge either. Knowledge is information. It's knowing facts. It's knowing that a tomato is a fruit. Intelligence is knowing not to put it in a fruit salad. Wisdom, though, wisdom is different. It's knowing why that matters. It's the quiet awareness of the big picture. It's the humility to see that the world is complicated and that simple answers are almost always wrong. Socrates, an old Greek thinker, said the only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. It's born from humility. It is the quiet understanding of life's complexity and the refusal to make shallow judgments. It is earned, never given, felt, not shown off. But our society has shifted its compass. We no longer value depth. We crave speed. We don't respect the slow, quiet unfolding of an idea. We worship the quick fix, the viral quote, the bite-sized meme that makes us feel smart for a second. We traded the difficult for the easy. Think of the people we elevate today. Celebrities who get millions of followers for starting fights, not for their contributions. Influencers who get rich from shock, not from substance. Leaders who simplify things to control people rather than educate them. In this world, to be loud is to be heard, and to be reflective is to be invisible. The result is a generation drowning in information but starving for wisdom. A German philosopher, Friedrich Nietzsche, warned about this. He said that when people can no longer tell the difference between truth and illusion, society decays. That decay is here. It's in the breakdown of meaningful talks. It's in the rejection of different views. It's in how public conversation has become a shouting match, not a search for understanding. There used to be a language for this deeper way of seeing. The ancient Greeks revered the philosopher, literally, the lover of wisdom. The Egyptians saw wisdom as something holy. The Chinese sage Confucius spoke endlessly about building inner peace and moral clarity. Today, that kind of search seems almost funny. We say we admire the wise, but we rarely listen to them. We reward those who entertain, not those who enlighten. A psychologist named Carl Jung once said that thinking is difficult, and that's why most people judge. Our world has replaced thought with opinion, study with scrolling, conversation with debate. Wisdom wasn't just respected, it was expected. Now we've replaced it with something else. Faster things, things that shine. We call it content. and it has left us empty. This shift wasn't an accident. It was engineered. We live in an attention economy. Your focus is the currency, and every app, every show, every headline is trying to spend it for you. Media algorithms are designed to favor rage and simple ideas because those things get clicks. Social platforms reward quick reactions, not careful thought. Our schools are often underfunded and focused on teaching kids to pass tests, not how to think for themselves. They are built to produce compliant workers, not thoughtful citizens. What does this mean for us? It means that if you want to think deeply, you have to swim against the current. You have to reject the idea that being fast is better than being right. You must reject the lie that style is more important than substance, that popularity is the same as truth. We have to stop and ask, who benefits when we stop thinking? Who gets richer when we are too distracted to question the stories we are told? A thinker named Noam Chomsky said the smart way to keep people passive is to limit the range of acceptable opinions, but allow for very lively debate within that range. We are given the illusion of choice, the illusion of freedom, when really, most of it is designed to keep us asleep. But the cost is more than just being controlled. It's emotional, it's spiritual. When people stop seeking wisdom, they become easier to manipulate. They become more reactive, more tribal, more divided. Look at the arguments online, the yelling on the news. It's not a search for truth, it's a sport. And the prize for winning is nothing. Just the chance to yell again tomorrow. We're given the feeling of being informed, but we're really just being trained. Trained to react, not to think. And a population that only reacts is very, very easy to lead. The result is a world filled with noise, conflict, and very little understanding. This isn't just a cultural shift. It is a crisis of meaning. A psychiatrist named Viktor Frankl survived the worst horrors of the 20th century. He wrote that when a person can't find a deep sense of meaning, they distract themselves with pleasure. Our culture is obsessed with pleasure, but it is starving for meaning. Wisdom is the bridge between the two. It tells us not just how to live, but why, and maybe that's why it is feared, because true wisdom demands that we face the chaos inside us, that we look at our own fears, our own ignorance, our own part in the problem. It invites us to stand in front of a mirror and ask, who am I really? Not what I buy, or what I wear, or how many followers I have, but who I am when everything external is stripped away. That question is terrifying, and that's why so many of us run from it. It's easier to be distracted. It's easier to laugh along with the foolishness than to sit in silence with wisdom. But the foolishness has a cost. It hollows us out. The physician and writer Gabor Mate talks about how our modern world creates a deep disconnect from our true selves. We are taught from a young age to seek approval, to fit in, to perform. We build a personality that is acceptable to others, but it's not who we really are. Over time, we forget the difference. We become the mask. This is the death of wisdom in a single soul. It's the slow, quiet trade of our real self for an empty, popular one. We become perfectly adjusted to a sick society, and we don't even notice we are sick. We just feel a constant low-grade ache, a sense of being lost, even when we are surrounded by people. This is the spiritual cost. This is us drowning in the shallows. It's easy to blame the machine, the algorithms, the politicians, the noise. It's their fault. They built this loud, empty room we're all trapped in. We look around and we nod our heads. Yes, society is broken. The system is rigged. The media is lying. And it all feels true, doesn't it? It feels good to have something to point at, something to blame for the quiet ache inside. But who feeds the machine? Who clicks? Who scrolls for one more minute, then one more hour, knowing it will leave them feeling worse? Who chooses the easy outrage over the difficult truth? Who shares the headline without reading the article? The machine is powerful, yes, but it runs on our fuel, our attention, our fear, our need to be right. It would starve without us. The cage isn't locked from the outside. We hold the key in our own hands. We have held it all along. Maybe we've just forgotten what it's for. Or maybe, and this is the harder thought, maybe we like the cage. It's a strange thing to consider, but perhaps we do. The cage is warm. It's full of distractions. It's full of simple enemies and easy allies. Inside the cage, we don't have to face the terrifying silence of our own thoughts. We don't have to do the hard work of building a real self. We can just borrow one from the group we belong to. The algorithm knows what we like, what we hate, what we fear. It feeds us a perfect diet of it every day. And it feels like connection. It feels like we belong. But it's a phantom limb, a feeling of something that isn't there. The truth is, we are complicit. This death of wisdom isn't just something happening to us. It is a choice we make 10,000 times a day. The choice to look at the screen instead of the sky. The choice to consume instead of create. The choice to judge instead of understand. Each tiny choice is a vote, and we have been voting for the cage, for the shallows, for the noise, because the alternative is so much harder. The alternative is freedom. And freedom is a lonely, difficult road. So what can be done? The answer is both simple and incredibly difficult. You must start a quiet rebellion, not against the world, but within yourself. It doesn't start with a protest. It doesn't need a flag or a slogan. It starts when you decide not to pick up your phone first thing in the morning. It starts when you choose to sit in silence for 5 minutes just to see what happens. The first step is to simplify. Wisdom doesn't live in chaos. It needs space to breathe. You must clear the mental clutter. Limit your exposure to meaningless noise. Unfollow the accounts that only make you angry or anxious. Turn off the notifications. Protect your mind the way you would protect your home from pollution. What you allow into your attention becomes the architecture of your soul. Guard it carefully. Second, you must read, but not just anything. Read those who have walked the path before you. Read things that are old, slow, and deep. Read the writings of Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, who taught that our minds are the only thing we truly control. Read the meditations of Thich Nhat Hanh, the monk who showed the world how to find peace in the present moment. Read the insights of Carl Jung, who revealed that facing your own shadow is the only way to find the light. Read Simone Weil, Alan Watts, Rumi, Krishnamurti, not to worship them, but to remember what humanity is capable of when it turns inward and listens. These voices are a lifeline. They remind you that you are not the first to feel this way. They prove that there is a way out of the noise. Third, you must practice solitude. Wisdom doesn't come through noise, it comes through silence. Take walks without headphones, sit by a window and just watch the world go by. Let boredom return. We have become so afraid of being bored. But boredom is often the doorway to insight. It's in those empty moments that your mind finally has a chance to wander, to connect ideas, to ask the big questions. Ask questions that make you tremble. Who am I without my job? What do I truly believe away from my group? What am I afraid of? Don't rush for the answers. Just live with the questions. That is where the awakening begins. Fourth, observe your own life. Truly observe it like a scientist studying a strange creature. How do you speak to others? What do you chase and why? Are your actions guided by your own values or by the need for validation from others? Are you consuming more than you are creating? Are you running from your discomfort or are you trying to learn from it? This kind of self-awareness is painful. You will see things about yourself you do not like, but you cannot change what you do not see. Fifth, seek conversations that elevate you. This is rare, but it is vital. Surround yourself not with echo chambers, but with people who challenge you to grow. People who make you think, not just agree. People who can handle nuance and uncertainty. One deep conversation with a true friend is worth more than 1,000 likes. Wisdom is not a solo path. It is a shared flame passed from mind to mind, heart to heart. And finally, perhaps most radically, learn to live slowly. Not lazily, not passively, but intentionally. Slow down enough to taste your food, to watch a sunset without taking a picture of it, to hear the tone beneath someone's words, to notice your own breath, to recognize the sacred in the ordinary, because wisdom is not found in the extraordinary moments. It is found in how you live the ordinary ones. Our ancestors knew this. They taught the same truth in different languages. The wise are not those who know the most, but those who see the most clearly. And clarity is only possible when the mind is still. This is the quiet rebellion. It is the work of a lifetime, and it starts now. You can imagine a world where this all continues, where the screens get brighter and the thoughts get shorter, where our opinions are fed to us each morning with our coffee, where every human experience is rated, shared, and turned into data. It will be a comfortable world. It will be entertaining. No one will ever be bored, and no one will be free. In that world, our souls will be smooth, shiny, and empty. We will have forgotten the language of depth, of meaning, of truth. We will be happy, perhaps, like a well-fed pet is happy. We will not know what we have lost, but there is another room. It's harder to find. The door is not obvious. It's quieter. It's a little darker. In that room, people are remembering the old language. They are reading the old books. They are learning to sit in silence again. They are having slow, difficult conversations. They are building their inner lives, piece by piece, like a cathedral of thought and feeling. This room isn't a physical place. It's a state of being. It's a choice. It's the path of the quiet rebellion. It doesn't offer easy comfort. It doesn't promise fame or wealth. It offers something stranger and far more valuable, a real self. The future is not a single path we are all walking down. It is these two rooms existing at the same time. The loud, bright room of distraction and the quiet room of wisdom. The world will keep building the loud room. It's good for business. It will get bigger, brighter, and more addictive. But the quiet room will always be there for those who seek it. It will be preserved by the people who choose to turn away from the noise, even for just a little while each day. The people who choose to read a book instead of scroll a feed. The people who choose a difficult conversation over an easy judgment. These people are the librarians of the soul, keeping the flame of wisdom alive while the world outside is consumed with spectacle. The question is not which world will win. The question is, which room will you be in? So you can learn to think again. You can build a life of meaning in the middle of the noise. It is possible. You can choose the quiet room, but you have to want it. You have to want it more than you want to be comfortable, more than you want to be liked, more than you want to be right. Wisdom isn't something you find. It's something you become. It's not a secret hidden in a book or on a mountaintop. It's a structure you build inside yourself, one quiet choice at a time. Your willingness to question, your courage to see, your humility to change. The modern world may glorify the empty-headed. It may reward the loud and the shallow, but that's not the real danger. The real danger is when you find that you enjoy the echo,